Hey yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com. Well, as you can tell, we are officially on the couch, so it is time for another weekly movie review. As you can tell, this is not my normal couch, and you can tell by the scenery that I'm not in my normal home, but for you guys who haven't been following me on Twitter or anything like that, I'm actually back in Arizona. Came out here for a birthday party, a couple birthday parties actually, as well as a concert I'm really excited about, and also see my family and do all that. So still had to stick with tradition. It's Friday night, so got to be on the couch and reviewing another new release. So this week I checked out a flick that I didn't really want to see it in the theater. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but I liked the people in it enough that I figured it'd be worth watching. So I'm speaking of the 5-Year Engagement, starring Jason Segel and Emily Blunt, as well as kind of random bit parts from Chris Pratt, Alison Brie, Lauren Weedman, and then kind of extended cameos by a bunch of different comedians, from David Paymer to Kevin Hart to Brian Posehn, to Chris Parnell, as well as, I can never remember her name, it's Mindy Kaling. She actually has a new show out, like I think it's called The Mindy Project, as well as Randall Park. So really, oh, and Molly Shannon was in there for a little while too. So a pretty full cast, definitely. And all of them did a decent job in it. But basic storyline is, currently living in San Francisco, Jason Segel is a master chef, and well, at least a sous chef currently for a super, posh restaurant. And Emily Blunt is trying to get into her graduate program for psychology. Well, they get engaged, everything's all happy-go-lucky, starting to plan for the wedding, and a random change of events happens, making them change their life plan. That change is they move to Michigan so that Emily Blunt can go to the University of Michigan in their psychology department. Well, as you can tell by the title, 5-Year Engagement, things continually come up. They keep pushing back the engagement and pushing back the engagement and pushing back the engagement. And I gotta say that they did a good job of making you believe another year has passed, especially Jason Segel, who at one point grows a terrifying amount of facial hair, and looks rather crazy, to be quite honest. But overall, I mean, it's much more of a rom-com than it is just a straight comedy. And I think that might have been a little, I mean, granted, the title speaks that, that sounds like a pretty rom-com-y type of flick. But in a way, I think that, they kind of made it to where you thought it was going to be more comedy just because of how Jason Segel is. But there was way more rom-com. And so realize that going in. It's not a standard comedy anywhere near as much as it's a romantic comedy, especially towards the end. While that said, that doesn't take away from the fact that there are some great comedy moments in there. There is some really well done writing. Jason Segel did a lot of the writing and also co-produced it. And so a lot of the dialogue is pretty quick and snappy, going back and forth. So I thought that was pretty well done. And honestly, overall, I got some good laughs. But most of the laughs were for short type of things. They weren't extended build-up scenes. So in a way, I thought that it was lacking a little bit as to what it could have been, if that makes sense. I feel that a couple of the laughs, or a couple of the chuckles, could have been more developed into really good laughs. Of course, Chris Parnell's hilarious as always. Brian Posehn is creepy and hilarious as always. Kevin Hart is only in it for a little bit, but he's really funny, as is Mindy Kaling. Everybody's good at what they do. And I would say probably two of the best people were Alison Brie, who plays Emily Blunt's sister, and Chris Parks, who plays Jason Segel's best friend and also a chef. And of course, through the wonderful quirkiness of all kinds of rom-coms, they get together, because why wouldn't they? So it definitely has a lot of the paint by numbers rom-comness, but I also did find that there were some parts that were enjoyable, to say that. The ending is it's very rom-com, but it's also very like, wow, I didn't see that coming. So it threw me off, and for that, I gave it, a little bit more of a boost, I guess you could say. Um, Overall, I thought it was an enjoyable movie to kill some time. I'd probably never watch it again. I would never buy it. I can't really, say that I would think back to any one line and go, oh my God, that was so funny, or tell somebody specifically about it, other than the ending, because the ending was just so off the wall and crazy. And there were, like, the one scene that does stand out in my mind, so I guess that's kind of a lie. There was one scene, which is a scene between Emily Blunt and Alison Brie, where Alison Brie's daughter's in the room, and they actually have a full conversation going back and forth. Alison Brie speaking like the Sesame Street character Elmo, and Emily Blunt speaking like the Sesame Street character Cookie Monster. And one of my favorite lines in the whole movie is, C is for condom. When you see the movie, you'll see what that means. But I thought that was pretty funny. So there were little things like that that were pretty good. Also, I think her name's Laura Weedman, who plays the very stereotypical mean chef in the restaurant that Jason Segel and Chris Parks are working at in San Francisco. She has some great lines and really plays the stereotypical mean chef to a T. Very, very funny with that. And overall, I mean, it's a happy, feel-good type of movie, but because of that, it's also incredibly predictable, which really all rom-coms are these days. There's really none that take that leap, if you will. So for that reason, I had to score it a little bit lower. It could have been a 4-star movie. Just based on the dialogue, it could have been. But they added a little bit too much of the rom part and not enough of the com part. And for that reason, I've got to give it 3.5 stars. So still better than average, and I would still say worth watching, but not worth buying. I'm probably not going to watch it again. I might watch part of it if it's on TV and I'm like cleaning the house or something. A movie that you just kind of want to have on for background noise. I could see that doing, a little bit maybe for that. But other than that, I can't recommend it too much. So there you have it. That is my review for the 5-Year Engagement starring Jason Segel and Emily Blunt and a whole host of other people. So let me know what you guys think. How do you think it stacked up? Do you think my review's right on track? And did you love it or did you hate it? I'm always curious to hear. So thank you guys as always for checking out my videos. I am Matthew Maley. This is MatthewMaley.com. And we are on the couch for another weekly movie review. So thank you guys as always for checking out my website. Hopefully I'll be able to post a bunch of videos while I'm here in town. I know I'm going to be super busy doing tons of stuff for my moms and my family, but I will definitely try to get some videos up. Got some stuff thinking that I need to put up. Also, stay tuned. I got some really sick sneaker collection pickups. Hopefully waiting for me when you get back to Vegas. So definitely found a few things, and the collection's getting there. It's getting there, so definitely stay tuned. And as always, thank you guys for checking out my videos. Of course, you can check out the rest of them directly on MatthewMaley.com. The website is finished. Still going to add a little bit more to it, but everything is updated how I want it, so definitely go check it out. Also, you can check my videos out directly on YouTube if you'd like. Just search for Matthew Maley Poker. You can like them, you can comment on them, and you can subscribe to the channel. You can also check me out on Twitter. I am at Matthew Maley, always tweeting up on there, and I also post all my videos there. It's a little more difficult to find them. So for that reason, you can check them out on Facebook. It's much easier to find all of my videos there. So I'm sorry, yeah, on Facebook. So again, search for Matthew Maley Poker. Sorry, it's getting a little late. And finally, I'm new to it, but I am officially posting pictures up on Instagram. So check me out on there. I am at Matthew Maley Poker. I'm always putting up pictures, mainly shoes right now, but I'll try to expand my horizons. So check me out on there. And until the next video, I'm officially signing off. So hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace out, y'all.